Now, the biggest desire of most kite surfers is to improve, to get better. And a big question that I get asked all the time is, how do I do that? How do I get better, exponentially faster at kite surfing? How do I become one of the naturals? Now, for most people, the answer to this comes down to, I need more technical information. This is why all these YouTube channels are out there, including mine, how to do this, breaking the tricks down, what you're doing wrong here. And that's all awesome. That's got its place. But the big problem is this. You'll never learn to kite surf from a book. So all the technical know-how in the world won't actually help you improve in your kite surfing as much as we think. If more information was the answer, we'd all be billionaires with six-packs. We are drowning in information. We have the world's database of knowledge at our fingertips, literally in Google and the internet. So this isn't the problem. The problem isn't that we don't have the information, that we don't have access to the technical know-how. The problem is something different. Now, this was something that I pondered for many, many years. And when I finally got the answer, it came to me and it was so obvious. It was almost too obvious to be true. But when you apply it across any other sport, it makes perfect sense. But somehow in kite surfing, we seem to have almost ignored this fact. And it comes down to this. The single biggest variable that's going to determine how fast you progress, how good a rider you become in kite surfing, is you. We see this time and time again in our week camps. The person who comes, who's the fittest, who's the strongest, who's the most flexible, who's the most resistant to injury, who's the toughest, who's the mentally toughest, who's able to carry on in all conditions because they just want to learn. The person who's got faster reflexes, the person who's got a quicker mind, whose mind can learn faster, who can recover from the session much faster and be back the next day ready to go again. That's the person who will improve the most. And it doesn't matter how much technical knowledge that person does or doesn't have. It's a meaningless variable in this situation because we can give them the knowledge that they need as they need it. Now, this is another problem. A lot of people have too much technical knowledge. They know exactly what they've got to be doing, whereas actually all you need to know is what you've got to do in the next second. So we're talking prescriptions rather than a library if it comes to technical knowledge. So I'm not saying there's no place for technical knowledge. I'm saying that you actually need a lot less of it than you think. You need the perfect piece of advice in the perfect moment, and that's the power of coaching. But to come back to my earlier point is that you and your physical ability, your physical state and your mental state will determine how good a rider you become, how fast you progress, how quickly you land that next trick, how long it takes you to ride upwind. Those are all determined by you and by your physical and mental capabilities. Now, if you are learning to ride upwind, this is something that we cover extensively in our course on how to knock weeks off your time to learn to kitesurf and save hundreds, if not thousands, on the cost of your lessons. I've put together a short video explaining all this. You can find it at the link below this video. So click the link, have a watch of the video, see what you think, and I'd love to see you on the inside, guys. As always, if you enjoyed that, if you found it useful, don't forget to click like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.